height advantage all the way around this game. Let's see how they look to use it. Do they go inside? How can they also prevent the three from Oakland?
Chris Conway wins the tip. We're underway. Here's Rocket Watts, the Michigan State transfer, like mentioned, from Detroit, Michigan. Also played at Mississippi State. Now he's in second season with the Golden Grizzlies. Trey Townsend, one of the pure scorers for the Golden Grizzlies, will get us started. Nice step back fadeaway by Trey Townsend.
And immediately they go to the mid-range, which was option number one against Ohio State. It seems like they're starting out with the mid-range to try and show that threat before they get their real bread and butter, which were the three-point ball activated.
17 points in 38 minutes for Trey Townsend Monday night against the Buckeyes. Rogers over to the corner and Damask. Here's Shannon at the top of the key. Over to Rogers, moves inside on Conway, can't get the baby hook to go with the left, and the Golden Grizzlies keep the Illini scoreless on their first possession.
Yeah, mismatch right there, guard on big, and that was a great shifting, great movement around there. Illinois' off-ball movement created that mismatch, and with 5 on the clock, that's all Rogers could do.
Jack Golke's going to try his first three. He was strapping them all night against Ohio State, and his hot shooting continues. He was 6 for 18 behind the arc against the Buckeyes, and Oakland finds themselves up 5-0.
This looks exactly like deja vu from what we saw in the Ohio State game. The hybrid zone here, Illinois is yet to figure out how to break it.
Stripped away by Townsend. Here comes Oakland on the break. Blake Lampman's going to try a three. 8-0 Oakland. What a start for the Golden Grizzlies. Brad Underwood needs to talk it over right away. And Jack Golke taking 15 threes a game. Brad Underwood called it the ultimate green light that Greg Campy has for those two shooters especially, and also DQ Cole when he comes off the bench. Greg Campy wants to see at least 6 threes a game out of him. Hawkins inside to Rogers, pump fake, layup for 2.
And that's beautiful right there. Rogers utilizing the baseline, finding a way to break it. Ohio State was able to break that hybrid zone in the game against Oakland just by some simple, good old-fashioned quick ball movement. There it was Rogers on the baseline.
Rocket Watts coming off a 19-minute performance against Ohio State, 0 for 5 from the field. So not very active in the scoring category against the Buckeyes. Trey Townsend working on Quincy Guerrier.
Illinois is doing a good job denying the off-ball movement around the ball handler.
Rocket Watts from the top of the key for 3. A little strong, it's going to go out of bounds.
And a good adjustment right there by Brad Underwood, denying the off-ball movement. That was another way they got out in front against Ohio State. The off-ball movement, the hybrid trap, and getting inside on offense were the 3 ways that they were able to get out in front against the Buckeyes, and Illinois was able to take away one of those on that possession.
Ty Rogers, 6 points in 16 minutes against the Panthers on Monday night. Coleman Hawkins, top of the key. Damask inside to Rogers, was deflected away from Townsend. It's going to be Oakland ball.
And Oakland's doing a good job here, splitting up the guys on the outside from really the only big man presence so far. He's not even a big man in Ty Rogers. He's the only guy who's really been in the paint thus far for Illinois, so a good job splitting those 2 up from Oakland to start.
Townsend on the drive, covered by Hawkins, over to Lampman. This is where he hit the first shot. Dribbles out of bounds, it's going to be Illinois ball.
And Hawkins got the best of him right there. That time, he was able to back Hawkins off the first time. A very elusive shooter when he's in the mid-range, can go around guys there. Hawkins just stood like a tree and said, you move.
Ty Rogers, 6'6" starting point guard for the Illini. We'll see Gibbs Lawhorn come off the bench at some point as well. Like I mentioned in the open, the leading scorer on Monday night, Gibbs Lawhorn. Shannon Jr. on the drive. Thought about a mid-range. It's going to be Guerrier who takes a step inside. Great ball movement by the Illini. 3 by Shannon. It's strong into the arms of Rocket Watts.
You mentioned it, though, the quick ball movement. That's exactly one of the few things that Oakland has been susceptible to defensively.
Lampman covered by Shannon.
Now, conversely, where does the off-ball movement come here for Oakland?
Townsend on the drive, mid-range. From the free throw line, it's good.
That's on Hawkins. You can't allow him to be that open. Those mid-range shots, whether from the baseline or from the free throw line 15 feet, are his bread and butter. You have to know that if you're Coleman Hawkins.
The preseason All-Horizon League first-team member, Trey Townsend, was second-team Horizon League a season ago as well. Guerrier from the corner. Illini looking for the first 3. Just in and out. Hawkins tips it in, though, over Rocket Watts.
Yeah, good vision right there, coming out from the elbow from the three-point line. Hawkins in the right place at the right time right there.
Oakland 4 for 5 so far. Illinois 2 for 5. And it shows on your screen with Oakland having those 2 threes as well. Shannon gets the steal. He's going to take it all the way himself. And 1 for Illinois.
And that's where Illinois does best, again, the transition game. We saw it against Eastern Illinois. Eastern put them in a very similar situation, trapping them, getting them late in the shot clock, giving them no options. So what did Illinois do? Led by Shannon and Gibbs Lawhorn, they activated the transition game.
Terrence Shannon Jr. will try to convert the and one. And it's a little strong on the free throw. Townsend has the rebound, so missed chance there for the Illini.
So what adjustments does Illinois make here to deny the ball movement? They've been taking care of it, but you imagine Oakland has some adjustments in turn coming out of the timeout. Looks like they're just going much quicker.
Luke Goody in the game for the Illini, the only substitution out of the timeout. Lampman for three. He misses, and Goody with a rebound.
Good box out right there by Goody.
Goody with it.
And again, Rogers is the only guy remotely inside. This is a problem for Illinois. You have the height matchup. You have to use it.
Goody in the corner, looking for Rogers on the baseline. Hawkins top of the key, covered by Isaiah Jones, who's into the game for Oakland. Rogers looking to work on Polk. And Rogers up with a layup, it's strong. Andre Polk into the game as well for the first time for Oakland.
Yeah, and that's 6'6" on 6'9". Oakland's not the one with the height advantage in this game.
Blake Lampman. Townsend, baseline, where he made his first shot. That one's long. It looked like it was off Illinois, though, and was. Townsend coming off that game against Ohio State. Like we mentioned, 17 points. And, George, we were really talking about it. His mid-range game is deadly, and Coach Greg Campy called him a Big Ten body in our pre-production meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, and you've heard me use this term to describe him, elusive, before. He can turn from the face-up to the post-up very quickly. Whoever's defending him, you have to make sure you commit to just one.
And it looks like we're going to have an offensive foul called here against Andre Polk.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The inside until they can figure that out.
Quincy Guerrier. Gibbs Lawhorn with it. Danger inside, working on Trey Townsend. Mismatch. He takes advantage with the left.
Very patient right there from Danger. That was a 1-on-2. He waited till one guy backed off of him from the rear and then moved to his left and just bullied his way for separation.
Blake Lampman, the graduate. Over to DQ Cole. Transfer from Henry Ford Community College in Michigan. Chris Conway working on Danger. Goes with the righty hook, and Danger is going to be called for a foul inside. Brad Underwood seemingly unhappy with it.
Yeah, really only Conway could do there with the height mismatch there on Danger is just use that offhand and create that separation for a hook shot. That's really the only move that he had.
Chris Conway back in his home state, native of Naperville, Illinois, went to Naperville Central High School. So maybe looking to put on a little homecoming performance tonight as his first free throw rolls in. 14 minutes and 5 points against the Buckeyes on Monday night. Also fouled out, though.
Well, he and Trey Townsend, too, he led the way for the big man foul trouble woes, but he and Trey Townsend both have in common, they're very quick. Don't need a lot of time to move on the inside, especially for a big man.
The Illini looking for something here. Gibbs Lawhorn in the corner, covered by Conway. And it looks like they're going to call a kickball. Yes, they will.
Illinois still trying to attack from the outside.
They certainly got to find some sort of way to work the ball more so into the middle of the paint and see if they can create open shots. So we'll see what Brad Underwood has planned here.
In the game against Eastern Illinois, though, you didn't try and keep doing this. You attacked from transition, you fed it to Danger inside, then after you built a little bit of a lead, you got your threes going.
Danger, lefty hook shot, pure.
And that's good, that's what they need to be doing. Danger turns around one-on-ones. It really hurt Oakland in the Ohio State game. Illinois just needs to use this height and size advantage here that they have.
The Illini 3 for the last 3 field goal wise, up to 6 for 14 on the game. Conway underneath with the right hand, too strong. The Illini are going to have a 5-on-4 chance here.
For them to push the pace transition wise.
Guerrier steps inside, Shannon in the corner. Take it to the hole himself. Finds Guerrier. We're tied at 15.
Great closeout there by Oakland, but in turn, great ball movement on the other side from Illinois. Deja vu, you've heard me say it before. The problems that have hurt both teams in their previous games are hurting them again. And for Oakland, it's the reason that Illinois has come back to tie it.
The 6'8 transfer from Oregon slams it home to tie this thing up. Townsend's working on Guerrier, speaking of. Double teamed. Good work by the Illini defensively on the interior. Lampman covered by Shannon, deep three-pointer. Way off. And the Illini are gonna look to push the pace here. No, they won't. Shannon Jr. working on Lampman. He's gonna go to the basket, but Lampman will foul him on the floor. They might call it on Tone Hunter.
Strength right there. Shannon drawing those fouls as he drives inside, trying to up the foul trouble numbers here. Smart move from Shannon. Saw a little bit of a miscommunication back there between Shannon and Guerrier. Guerrier looked as if he wanted to slow things down. Shannon, in turn, was pushing it.
That was the 6th Oakland team foul, so the next one will have Illinois shooting free throws. Or this one will be what causes Illinois. No, the next one. Of course, you enter the bonus at this time, but you don't shoot free throws until the 7th team foul, and this will do it. Foul's going to be called on Isaiah Jones and Quincy Guerrier, who has looked like to be one of the better free throw shooters for the Illini to this point. Was 8 for 10 against Eastern Illinois on Monday night.
Quincy Guerrier at the line for Illinois, shooting 1 and 1.
Or against Kansas, rather, from the free throw line in that exhibition. His first free throw is long.
And there's Marcus Damask helping out on the rebounds, albeit he was the only one that could get to it there for Illinois. They need to activate that alongside Dane Danger. You need to get those guys involved because as good as Danger is, Oakland is going to get some back here with the rebounding by committee.
The Illini now only 1 for 4 from the stripe. Naiva LaRue working on Danger. Fadeaway is rejected. Naiva LaRue is going to try it again. Out to Townsend for 3. Shot clock violation, air ball. Townsend only shot a couple of those against Ohio State Monday. He made one of them, but he's certainly not someone who Greg Kampe relies on to shoot the 3, but he can hit it when asked.
Right, he can play outside, but that's not his natural domain. Loves to attack from the mid-range 15-footers, whether it's the free throw line or the baseline. We've seen that plentiful in this game. Now Illinois back in the set offense. Haven't been able to really find an answer in the set offense besides going into Dane Danger. Do they feed it into him or do they try and attack from 3 again?
Damask finds Rogers inside, good ball movement. Danger's going to try it himself, try to dunk, but it was too strong.
Took the scenic route, but we ended up in the same place with Danger inside there.
So Illinois really working Danger down low, trying to use that size advantage that they have in this matchup. Still tied at 15, just over 8 to play in the first half.
And Illinois has been able to neutralize the ball movement of Oakland. Oakland has in turn tried to feed it to the big man inside.
Townsend double teamed. Now single team by Guerrier. He takes advantage but cannot finish with the left.
Yeah, it was a gift right there for Illinois that he didn't hit that.
Shannon's going to go to the hole himself. Strong on the first attempt, follows up with it, and cannot get that one to go, but he'll have a couple free throws.
Again, Terrence Shannon has the instinct, the intuition. He knows what to do to get an offense moving in the right direction. He knows the adjustments that he has to make. He doesn't have to be told to it by his coach. He just does it himself. They're driving inside, pushing the pace. Transition game, we've seen Illinois return to it so many times, in part because of how powerful Shannon's intuition is.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Shannon Jr. 5 threes against Kansas in that exhibition win, and also was 3 for 7 against Eastern Illinois. Monday night, as that putback was not good by Osei Price. Sloppy here. Damask has it. Rogers can take it himself. Is strong with the righty floater. That feels like one Illinois had to have.
Yeah, that's the right move right there for Rogers. He wanted to get it back out to Hawkins and reset. Then he saw he had an opening. The right move. That's also been a little bit of a through line for Illinois in the sense that you are getting the right shots. You're just not able to capitalize. First the 3 on Shannon, and now this.
Lampman, step back 3 over Rogers, no good. Misses short, ends up in Hawkins. His hands, and Illinois had a chance to push it if they wanted to. 5 on 4, but Chris Conley gets back. Damask will take it himself, find Rogers on the baseline, and 1.
Again, Oakland still hasn't answered the baseline off-ball movement. Rogers has utilized it 2 or 3 times in this game for some layups. Another one right there.
Brad Underwood, a guy who called Greg Campy one of the more elite offensive minds in college basketball today. And Greg Campy so unique because he looks for threes more than he looks for twos, as Ty Rogers' struggles from the free throw line continue. Cannot capitalize on the M1, still tied up at 23. It's been really tight here and close in this first half.
It's certainly a riverboat gambler attitude from Campy, but it's neutralized by the fact that you have a guy who can make so many fadeaway and off-balance threes in Golke.
Trey Townsend thought it went down, and they're going to call a goaltend on Hawkins. That was close.
You have 3 men with 2 here if you're Oakland. Jones, Naivalarua, and Lampman.
Shannon, open from the corner, caused a little disruption in defense, but missed the mid-range. It's going to stay on this side of the court, though. Foul on Oakland on the push. It's going to go on DQ Cole, so Illinois will once again head to the free throw line, and it will be Justin Harmon to shoot them.
Justin Harmon at the line for the Illini, shooting 2.
And Harmon historically, particularly in the Kansas game, has been used as a defense-first chess piece for Brad Underwood. A lot of heavy off-ball movement offensively, likes to tire out his defender with that, as he does not get the Don Nelson bounce right there.
3 for 8 now from the charity line are the Illini. This is something that Brad Underwood has really found some frustration. I mean, they shoot free throws in practice all the time, and he just tried to tell the guys, just shoot them like you do in practice. It's not very different.
Only 55% thus far in the season, the free throws. A lot of careless but fixable mistakes for this team overall.
25-24, the Golden Grizzlies lead it, and Hawkins is going to be called for a reach-in against Trey Townsend. Fifth team foul on the Illini. Golden Grizzlies need a couple more to start shooting free throws in this half. 10 for 29 from the field are the Golden Grizzlies, and the Illini 10 for 26. But 0 for 6 from 3.
They're moving with an increased intensity here, particularly Watts as he looks to receive it.
Shannon Jr. is going to rip it. He's got an open lane. Kaboom!
Great traffic and direction of the ball right in front there. Navigating it through traffic and through the legs right there. Shannon was able to get into the position to dunk it down.
Illinois back on top 27-26 after that dunk. Townsend working on Hawkins. He's going to try a move inside. Cannot get it to go with the left, and the Illini looking to extend this lead. Shannon inside to Danger M1.
Great court vision right there by Shannon. Great pushing of the pace right there by Danger. As soon as Shannon stopped, I wondered, very unorthodox of him. What is he doing stopping right there? Normally you'd see him push the pace, and you see why. Danger had a lane right there on Trey Townsend, just pushed it, just got in right there. Great work by both of those guys. And again, 2 of the 4 players for Illinois who jumpstart the offense and who know what to do. Shannon, Danger, Damask, Gibbs Lawhorn. 2 out of those 4 combined on that right there.
Tipped out of bound by the Golden Grizzlies, so it's going to stay on this end as Danger missed the free throw. 57 seconds to go here in half number 1. Illinois up by 3. Looking to extend this lead into halftime. Try to get a little more comfortable before the second half. As Justin Harmon has it at the top of the key, covered by Tone Hunter. Here's Shannon. Looking for Danger once again, inside.
Chris Conway was all over him right there. They try to get it back to him now.
Gibbs Lawhorn thought about it. Hawkins inside to Harmon, not a great pass. It's intercepted by the Golden Grizzlies, and they'll have a chance to maybe go 2 for 1. It's a little too late for that now. They're going to call a timeout, the user to lose a timeout. Maybe not. They're going to take their time and see if they can get a good bucket here.
Now it looks like an isolation with nobody moving off the ball.
9 seconds between shot and game clock. DQ Cole covered by Justin Harmon. They're going to let this wind down a bit more. Now they set something up. DQ Cole over to Lampman, covered closely by Gibbs Lawhorn. Alley-oop up to Naivalarua. Great play there from the Golden Grizzlies. That was pretty.
And great placement to put Danger right under the hoop where he couldn't jump for it.
Harmon from the opposite corner will take it himself up with the right hand and does not go. And it's a 1-point game at half. The Golden Grizzlies have given the Illini all they can handle here in half number 1. Just about underway to start half number 2. We'll see if Illinois can move to 2-0 or if Oakland can pick up this road upset victory. Ty Rogers, top of the key, covered by DQ Cole, who is starting this half. Did not start this game tonight. Hawkins working on Chris Conway, goes up with the right, misses the first attempt and also misses the second, but was fouled.
That time, nobody in the middle for Illinois, nobody in the paint. Hawkins had to take it himself, whether that was by design or by circumstance. It was Hawkins that did end up getting in and forcing a one-on-one, albeit a little bit unbalanced. And now as Illinois takes their 11th and 12th free throws, another sour spot for them in this game, something they look to change.
5 for 11 now are the Illini after Coleman Hawkins makes his first free throw.
And again, as the foul trouble continues to mount for Oakland, that's something Illinois is going to have to be spot on in the second half.
A foul right away to start this second half for the Golden Grizzlies. Illinois up by 3 now after Hawkins goes 2 for 2 from the charity line. He's up to 6 points. Already with 5 more than he had all of Monday night. And his only point was off a free throw. Hawkins is going to be called for a block as Townsend just misses the layup. Must have been in the perimeter because look like his feet were set.
Certainly did. We'll take a look at the replay. Hawkins pointing up to the screen to see it himself. Let's take a look.
Not going to see it there. It did look like his feet were set. Oh, it looked like he might have been outside of it.
It appeared as if one of his legs was on the parquet. It was not even in the paint, not even close to that restricted area. Non-reviewable, unfortunately, for Illinois.
Well, Townsend makes the first free throw.
It's still there for Oakland. Only one guy moving off the ball. 3 guys stationary, 1 guy with the ball, 1 guy moving off ball. You may have to employ a bit more off-ball movement here if you're Greg Campy to get that going. Illinois has managed to neutralize it since the midpoint of the first half.
Townsend now up to 13 points, still the leading scorer. Well, is still the only scorer in double figures. As Shannon at the top of the key, over to Rogers. Damask in the corner, he'll try his first 3. It's short. Townsend has the rebound.
And there you see it, 3 straight guys go in on Quincy Guerrier and Coleman Hawkins, and they come out with the rebound. They're just outnumbering you inside.
Illinois now 0 for 7 from 3-point. 31.3% from 3 on Monday night. So struggling once again early this season with the 3-pointer. That is something that was a big emphasis this offseason that Brad Underwood wanted to fix. DQ Cole from the top of the key. Air ball.
And this is unsustainable offensively for Oakland. You have to get more than 1 guy moving off ball.
Shannon Jr. covered by Golke. Is that going to be a charge? No, it'll be a block on Townsend. That felt like it might have been a makeup call because it looked like Townsend's feet were set as well. Let's see. Oh, he was moving. He was sliding those 2 feet for sure.
Left foot right there.
So good call by the officials. Oakland now with 2 team fouls, and looks like we're going to have to get a little mopping going here, wipe up a wet spot on the court.
And on the other side, too, something that's also unsustainable offensively for Oakland is you forced a one-on-one right there. Again, not what you want. Illinois should be the team forcing the one-on-ones as opposed to Oakland with their height and size advantage all the way around.
Also something to mention is Coleman Hawkins has not attempted a 3-point field goal yet. That just shows how this Oakland press has been fooling Illinois, but not there. Ty Rogers inside and gets the easy 2 with the baby hook.
And that's the first example of that with Rogers inside as opposed to Hawkins working for Illinois. But in order for it to work, they had to rely on the off-ball movement right there. They couldn't do it with Rogers stationary, which is how they tried in the first half.
Townsend working on Guerrier. Townsend tries it with the right hand, too strong. Rebound into Coleman Hawkins. The Illini are looking to push the tempo.
And there, Illinois clogged the inside to get the rebound. Exactly what you want.
Damask from the corner. He'll drive it himself. Double teamed into Rogers. Illinois will reset. Guerrier wide open. 3-pointer. They need one. They got it.
And that was huge. And right there, the off-ball movement, heavily shading the offense to the far side of the court, allowed Guerrier to get open. You've seen Shannon try to take shots from there, but because of how far everyone was shaded, Guerrier was able to get this team's first 3-pointer.
1 for 8 now are the Illini. They needed that one badly. They lead it by 6 here. Goalkey, step back, cannot shoot the 3. On the baseline is Conway. He finds 2. Nice work down low by Chris Conway to get over Coleman Hawkins.
Yeah, he just bullied Hawkins right there. Hawkins tried to take away the baseline right there as he tried to go through, and he just gave it up right there.
Hawkins working on DQ Cole at the top of the key. Oakland trying to trick Illinois once again with his zone defense. It's been working pretty well so far in this game. Shannon inside, bad pass. It's picked off.
And that defense almost forces you to move a lot of your offense to one side of the court and force you into those tough cross-court passes.
Lampman looking to orchestrate some offense. Here's Townsend once again. Lampman inside to Conway. This is where Oakland scored their last 2 points. Baby hook, it rolls in. Nice work again by Chris Conway, and he is now up to 5 points.
You don't expect that on Coleman Hawkins. Certainly he's keeping his footing, but he's not getting his hands up trying to deflect against that.
Conway averaged 4.5 points per game last season. Guerrier will try another 3. Cannot get that one to fall. Oakland with a chance to tie or take the lead here. Inside, Chris Conway slams it home, and we're tied at 35. 6-0 run by the Golden Grizzlies, and it's been all Chris Conway.
And here comes Dane Danger set to check in for Coleman Hawkins. Busted assignment right there from Hawkins. You need Danger back in. You need a steady paint presence here if you're Illinois.
Damask. Illinois looking for something here. Stagnant offense. Working on the perimeter. Damask will drive it. Free throw, jumper, pure.
Again, the facilitating, just getting inside from Damask. Smart move right there, getting into the mid-range. We haven't really seen Illinois take a lot of those shots from the mid-range. We've talked about it again. Damask, another one of those players who knows what to do to get offenses going.
Damask finally on the board, now 1 for 3, his first 2 points of the night, as Lampman drives it on Damask and answers right back. And we're tied up at 37. Oakland now 4 of their last 4 from the field.
And now it was Damask's turn to over-pursue there.
Damask looking to get something working here. Outside to Terrence Shannon Jr. Thought about it, decided not to. Hawkins is open. He'll drive it, covered by Chris Conway. Down to Rogers on the baseline. He slips and falls and throws it away.
Illinois is way too stagnant. They need to move off ball heavily. They are way too stagnant to survive offensively.
You see a little platoon swap coming in after the next timeout. Dre Gibbs, Lawhorn, Dane Danger, and Luke Goody will all check into the game for Illinois as Oakland looks for the first lead of the second half. Conway on Hawkins. He'll go baseline. DQ Cole. Down to Townsend.
Mismatch.
Townsend works on Rogers, but Hawkins went for the block but got Townsend's hand, and that is going to give the Golden Grizzlies a chance to take the lead. Where the Illini are able to pull off a 74-63 win. Trey Townsend looking to give the Golden Grizzlies the lead again, and he has.
We talked about how they're just crowding Illinois inside and outnumbering them a lot of 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, but also having Coleman Hawkins into the game for Illinois forces you to play almost one of your bigs on the outside and gets them away from where they should be when rebounding the ball. So Illinois almost has to play without Hawkins if they want to continue rebounding here, get Danger in, get Damask in.
Goody at the elbow, looking for Danger inside. It's deflected by Tone Hunter, ends up in the hands of Chris Conway, and just like that, the Golden Grizzlies will have the chance to extend their lead.
And right on cue, they crowded 3 guys right in on Danger as he tried to receive that pass.
Townsend working on Goody. He'll go up with the right. Into Danger on the rebound. He can't get a clean hold of it, though. It's going to be a jump ball as Gibbs Lawhorn got in there. It'll stay with the Golden Grizzlies.
Again, 2 factors right there. You force the mismatch, Townsend on Goody right there, and 2, you crowd the paint on the rebound. 2 signature components there as Danger mishandles it. And right there, 2 players available for Oakland.
Going back to Monday night against Ohio State, the Golden Grizzlies were out-rebounded by 12 in that matchup, and here they are now up 24-21 after that rebound right there. Lampman inside to Conway. He finds it, and Danger blocks it.
And there you saw multiple players moving off ball for the first time in quite a while for Oakland.
Great defensive work there by the Illini and Dane Danger inside. Chris Conway seemed like he had a free dunk there. But Dane Danger said, no, don't mask from the corner. He hits it.
And that's huge. You force a lot of screens and action right in front at the free throw line, at the top of the key. You leave one of your best three-point shooters in Damask, one of your most reliable three-point shooters, all alone in the corner. It was a one-on-one move, just about quickness. That's all it was right there for Damask.
7th lead change in Damask, hits his first three-pointer. Tone Hunter up, blocked by Danger, but was it on the way down? Yes, it was. Called a goaltend.
That's the third goaltending into the game for Illinois. You have to like the aggressiveness if you're Brad Underwood. You're just on the short end of the straw a couple times. And from there, now the mental game comes involved. You can't let those get to you.
Buru Naiva-Larua back into the game for Oakland, replacing Chris Conway. So now the 8th lead change after that goaltending. Tone Hunter picks up the 2 points there. Damask covered by Tone Hunter. Goody in the corner, picked off by Laitman, but he can't get a clean hold of it, and it's going to stay with the Illini. That was close to 2 free points for the Golden Grizzlies.
How many times have you seen that play? You feed it to the corner, you feed it back to the wing as the guy from the wing attacks on the corner. But instead, Blake Lampman attacked the passing lane. Instead of attacking the player, he attacked the passing lane, and part of that is Townsend was able to close out so quickly.
Damask, right inside of the paint, easy 2. Nice stroke there from Marcus Damask.
And we're starting to see the presence of a mid-range game here for Illinois in the form of Marcus Damask over the last few possessions. Again, he knows what to do to get an offense going, and seems to be the mid-range here for the Illini.
Damask, 7 second-half points now. He's gotten some offense working. Townsend uses the form against Shannon Jr. No callable push-off, but does not matter. Trey Townsend finished it, and he is now up to 15.
Yeah, he might have gotten away with a low push there on Shannon inside.
Or maybe it was just a little veteran bully ball by Trey Townsend. Who knows what he's doing? Gibbs Lawhorn in the corner. Naiva-Larua cuts him off. The Illini will reset.
Goody wide open.
Damask way out of bounds. Tough pass, and that is going to be a costly turnover. Oakland still leads it by 1, and they are giving Illinois all they can handle still.
Yeah, who does Illinois turn to offensively as Oakland has made the adjustments and closed off the corner outlets for Illinois. So for Illinois, who do you turn to offensively? You still have Danger in the game. You still have 2 3-point shooters in Goody and Damask in. Of course, you're going to have Shannon in the game, and you have to keep Damask in the game defensively. So not a lot of changes Brad Underwood can make. He has to ride with the current horses on the floor.
Tone Hunter looking to create a possession where Oakland can extend this 1-point lead. Osei Price. Trey Townsend looking to go to work once again. A little short.
And again, good defense there by Goody, but still, they forced the mismatch.
Illinois looked to push the tempo, but Oakland got back on defense just in time. Good pace of play there by the Golden Grizzlies. Guerrier inside to Danger, looking to extend his scoring night. Cannot. Great work inside by Buru Naiva-Larua on defense.
Yeah, Damask and Goody both missed him. He was wide open. They took a couple seconds, then they fed it to him, and at that point, Naiva-Larua was able to grab it. And part of because of his own doing, part of because of the set plays from Greg Campy. They've done a lot of great job tonight for Oakland forcing mismatches. They've created situations where he goes on Rogers, Goody, or Damask. All mismatches for him.
Golke misses the 3 out of the break there, so the Illini with a chance to retake the lead on this possession. Damask, it's stripped by Townsend, getting it done on the defensive end again. Sloppy play here. The Golden Grizzlies will reset.
Illinois had Luke Goody wide open in the corner before they could get it to him, cutting off the passing lanes.
Damask was trying to find Goody, but Townsend got in there and intercepted it. Townsend, by far the player of the game to this point. He's working on Goody. He's going to go up with the right. And it's good. Trey Townsend, have yourself a night.
And again, who's guarding him? Luke Goody. You have to respond to these plays that force mismatches if you're Illinois. That's not successful. As good of a defender as Goody is, of putting him on a 6'6" big man in Townsend.
Like we talked about, Trey Townsend, a guy who Greg Campy said was a Big Ten body. Damask for 3. Misses left. Illinois starting to get a little tight here as Oakland looking to increase this three-point lead now.
And 3 big men in the paint as Dane Danger goes in. You have to get another man in there if you're Illinois. We can't say it over and over again. They haven't been making these adjustments, and it's in part the reason Oakland's still in it.
Shannon Jr.'s got a chance for one himself. He's got it. That was a big one for Illinois.
And that has worked for Illinois in this game, the transition game. You not even allow them to get set in their hybrid zone defense.
Shannon Jr. up to 9 points on the game. Big possession here, it feels like. Trey Townsend working on Guerrier's going in himself. Turnaround jumper, no. Danger has it.
And that's a better matchup right there. That's a better man to have on Townsend and Guerrier. Good adjustment right there from Illinois. They have to keep it up as play goes on.
Something that doesn't get noticed either is Trey Townsend had a team-high 9 rebounds for the Golden Grizzlies Monday night in Columbus.
Keep your eye on Damask here. When he gives up the ball, does he go in for the rebound?
Guerrier into Danger. The Illini do not retake the lead, but Danger will have a chance to do so at the free throw line as Chris Conway commits the foul.
And Illinois had the benefit right there of having 2 big men inside, the natural Eastern Conference style lineup of Guerrier and Danger right in there. But keep an eye on that. Illinois has yet to respond to Oakland sending 2 or 3 men inside for the rebound each possession. So all 3 of the big men in for Illinois right now, along with Shannon and Rogers.
They're going to need to start the rebounding to pick up. They're still trailing Oakland by 1 in that category as Danger misses his first free throw, but talk about Trey Townsend a little bit more. This is a guy who put up 30 points 3 different times last season with the Golden Grizzlies and 1 point away from hitting 20 on the night as Danger goes 0 for 2, and Guerrier keeps it alive for a second but gets picked up by the Golden Grizzlies. And who else? Trey Townsend.
We talk about the 2 Fs that impact close games late, free throws and foul trouble in so many games. Illinois only 6 of 14 from the line.
And Danger 0 for 3 as well to that point. Lampman thought about a step back 3, gets it into the hot hand. Townsend's going to work on Guerrier, rejected by Guerrier.
Again, that's how you do it if you're Illinois. You put a bigger body on him. Guerrier was steadfast and firm, didn't bite on the fake right there.
Danger inside. Conway's going to be called for the foul. Bump down low. 4th team foul on the Golden Grizzlies.
And the 3rd on Conway. Haven't really seen the foul trouble problem start to mount. A lot of players with 2 for both teams, but Conway now with 3, something to subtly keep your eye on with 9 minutes left.
He played 14 minutes and fouled out against the Buckeyes Monday night, and he's already up to 21 minutes on this game. Much bigger contribution tonight from Chris Conway.
Danger goes right back inside and calling for it.
Mismatch down low. Danger does take advantage, and Illinois retakes the lead.
Just found the hole inside the hybrid zone right there. Individual plays, Illinois is managing to do it.
Another lead change, make that the 11th of this game. Oakland has been leading for most of it, in fact. Isaiah Jones, Chris Conway, Trey Townsend, and Blake Lampman. Back to Townsend inside. Over to the corner, and Isaiah Jones short. And Gary has the rebound.
That was a beautiful play design. Again, a couple of double screen action on the near side. You shade everybody to that near side. You leave a guy open on the far side. Just couldn't cash in.
Hawkins, left elbow, covered by Isaiah Jones closely. Hawkins will take Isaiah Jones, trying to get physical. Fade away, way short. Ty Rogers with the rebound, puts it in himself. Great work down low by the 6'6" point guard.
And finally, someone else who is not a power forward or center gets inside and grabs the rebound for Illinois. Rogers doing it again by moving on the baseline. Finally, you get some help rebounding the ball from the guards if you're Illinois.
6-0 run for the Illini as they look to stop Oakland here. Golke step back 3. Count it! My goodness, Jack Golke silences the crowd.
And that's his signature. We've seen him make so many of those plays over his career at Hillsdale and now at Oakland, just backing up. And again, you can live by the 3 and die by the 3 if you're Greg Kampe, if you have a man who can make those off-balance shots.
A member of the first team All-Great Midwest Athletic Conference, as mentioned earlier, Jack Golke, the transfer from Hillsdale College, as George alluded to. Shannon is open for 3. He answers. He hits his first of the game. That's a big one.
That's huge for the Illini, too. Again, the only way they can seem to get the 3s involved are by these long cross-court passes, these risky cross-court passes. Credit to the defense of Oakland, but Illinois just taking that risk and responding.
Shannon Jr., the first Illini player to be in double figures, or the second rather, next to Dane Danger.
Nobody in the paint for either team right now.
Lampman tries to answer. He cannot. It's picked up by Danger.
And Illinois starting to crowd the paint. Credit to Guerrier and Danger right there for establishing that rebound. And two, Greg Campy feared the transition play. He sent all his guys back.
Coleman Hawkins inside to Danger. Working on Chris Conway. Left hand, short. Picked up by Shannon. Inside to Guerrier. 2 points for Illinois.
That was a great tip right there by Guerrier. He knew he was outnumbered, so you have to throw it back to the outside. Shannon has the vision to recognize it, and you cash it back in the other way.
This place is getting loud. The Illini are up by 5 with 6 minutes to play. Ty Rogers covering Blake Lampman.
Watch the three from Golke here.
Yep, it's a set, but Shannon stays right with him. Great defense by Terrence Shannon Jr. Lampman's working on Ty Rogers. He's going to try it, decides to pull back. Conway thought about it. Lampman covered heavily by Ty Rogers. Great defense, shot clock violation, and this place is rocking.
It helps get a big man inside offensively and helps them crowd the paint rebounding. Now, Oakland responds with a 3 big man lineup of their own here. So something's got to give here.
Illinois with a chance to take their biggest lead of this game so far. Like I mentioned before the break, their biggest lead was 6 in the first half. Danger double teamed. Ty Rogers tried to cut inside, but did not get the ball past to him. He'll try a righty floater, and the friendly roll goes in. Illinois up by 7.
Because of the impact the big men have made, there's such a threat that Rogers is going to dump it into one of them at the box. So he had the room, and he put it up himself.
This feels like a big possession for the Golden Grizzlies. Kind of a, you have to have a possession. Townsend on the baseline. Great defense by Guerrier. Lampman for 3. Long. Naiva Larua comes up with a rebound and was blocked by Guerrier, but called a foul.
We talked about the impact of the 3 big lineup that Oakland just brought in. They have Conway, Townsend, and Naiva Larua on the floor, and you saw Greg Campy at about the 7-minute mark try to get Naiva Larua in, but there were no whistles. Now he comes in and has an impact right away on both sides of the ball.
Naiva Larua, a guy who shot 62.2% from the field a season ago with Garden City, misses his first free throw. And he was 68.5% from the charity stripe a season ago with Garden City Community College.
In a dangerous situation here now. Dane Danger's out of the game, and Luke Goody's in. So the only 2 big men on the floor are Hawkins and Guerrier. One in Hawkins, who loves to play on the 3-point line. Dangerous territory here for Illinois.
Naiva Larua misses both free throws, and this crowd is loving it. They get free McDonald's McNuggets tomorrow. Something to also have Monday night. A costly missed 2 free throws for Buru Naiva Larua right there. Illinois still up by 7 as Hawkins finds Guerrier inside. Cannot get the layup to fall, and that is a missed opportunity for Illinois.
You can see Hawkins right there. Should I take that elbow jumper? He's doubting himself. His confidence is not with him right now, and it showed right there through that indecision. Throws it into Guerrier. Guerrier had a chance at it, but great defense by Conway right there to get the hand right in the middle.
This feels like a Trey Townsend possession. He's going to try a fadeaway. Just barely misses. Was that off of Hawkins? No, it was not. It was off of Naiva Larua.
And again, Naiva Larua making his impact felt right away as soon as he comes in there. Hawkins instructed to get right to the rim along with Guerrier, so it's still a 2-on-1, but Hawkins, check that, Naiva Larua able to use his reach to go right over Hawkins right there, even though Hawkins has the height advantage.
Let's keep this in mind. Greg Campy called Naiva Larua arguably his best player on this team. I mean, this is a guy who is a JUCO All-American. Luke Goody for 3. It's short. Quincy Guerrier gets the rebound and his foul going up.
And Naiva Larua was nowhere to be found right there on that possession. It appeared to be Guerrier on Trey Townsend right there. So Guerrier able to pick it up. That's a matchup we've seen work for Illinois on both sides of the ball. Big risk here from Brad Underwood, trusting a man who plays on the outside a lot in Coleman Hawkins and Quincy Guerrier to deliver inside in what has been perhaps the biggest sour spot in this game, the rebounding.
Guerrier makes his first free throw of the night, now 1 for 2, looking to extend the Illinois lead to 9 here. He does. Oakland needs a basket here in a big way. This feels like a big set where it could be a Golke three-point attempt or a Lampman three-point attempt.
I was about to say, look for number 3, Golke, off of a curl. Shannon doing a great job denying him off the screen from around Hawkins.
Townsend, 3 fouls covered by Guerrier. He's going to work. He's going to try the right hand. No foul called. And Illinois now has a chance to extend their lead to double digits.
And Townsend's a very elusive player inside, loves to rely on quick movements right there. So what does Guerrier do? He doesn't back off of him. He doesn't bite on those fakes. And that's been the difference.
Coleman Hawkins inside to Guerrier. Illinois leads it by 11.
Yeah, beautiful feed right there from Hawkins. Again, Guerrier has been able to manage things inside to the point now where Hawkins can be in his natural habitat along the three-point line.
Hawkins, a stretch forward who has the vision of a point guard. I mean, his passing ability is just fantastic. Terrence Shannon Jr. giving Golke no space at all. That's really all you have to do against an elite three-point shooter like that.
Yeah, coming into this game, we thought it was going to be Damask on him to lock it up. It's been Shannon.
Illinois' defense has been fantastic lately. As Trey Townsend loses it out of bounds, there has been no opportunity for anything for Oakland in these last now over 7 minutes. 17-3 run going back to about the 10-minute mark in this half. As Illinois 59-48 here at 2 minutes and 48 seconds to play.
And now you start to look for the secondary personnel movements here. What will work? You see Tone Hunter into the game. He was a big part of that early second half stretch against Ohio State. So you know you have your regular reliable guys, particularly Golke and Townsend. But who are those secondary pieces that can help you?
Domas thought about it. Holds back. Hawkins,
no
right elbow.
To see Illinois milking the clock here.
Domas for 3. It's short. And Oakland with a chance to cut this back into single figures. Golke covered closely by Shannon once again. They're trying to get Golke open, but Shannon's just not letting him go. Golke, NBA range 3, not even close. That felt like kind of a last-ditch effort there.
Yeah, Shannon's just done a great job locking him up here. Again, we talked about it. Damask is the guy for the register guy for this team who can turn a 5-on-5 into a 4-on-4. But now it's Terrence Shannon. Now you have 2 of those guys for Illinois. Add that to the scouting report, and it makes this team a lot tougher to defend against.
Golke 2 for 6 now from three-pointer and in general in this game. Shannon, three-pointer himself. Count it! Terrence Shannon Jr. might have just iced this one.
Had the mismatch right there on Tone Hunter, went to his left and fired it almost with his left foot leading the way. That wasn't really a stationary 3 for Shannon. He was still able to get it off.
Tone Hunter walked. Illinois is going to take the ball over, and Oakland, now they have not scored in the last 6 minutes of gameplay.
Greg Campy's bringing in Osei Price right there. They looked for that secondary response, that secondary answer personnel-wise from Tone Hunter. Couldn't get it on 2 possessions, and it cost them here. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back right there.
Under 90 seconds to play. Illinois up by 14, 62-48 as Shannon, double cover, Luke Goody in the corner, decides to not pull the trigger. Shannon way downtown. Just barely misses. Hawkins gets the rebound, goes over Osei Price and delivers. Illinois has found a way to spark themselves after the 10-minute mark. What a performance by Brad Underwood's team.
And look at that. No Conway, no Townsend right there, no Naivarula. Hawkins was wide open and alone right there on that side for the putback.
And they finally find a bucket with Chris Conway. That was their first points in just under 7 minutes. But there's 40 seconds to go, and it was too little too late as Oakland is not going to foul, it looks like. Over 30 seconds to play, Illinois leads by 14. Hawkins up to Guerrier, cannot get the alley-oop to fall, and Guerrier also cannot find the layup. 15 seconds to play, DQ Cole out to Golke. Oakland probably trying to just look for one more good shot here. Cole closely covered by Goody, long range 3. Oh, it goes, my goodness, DQ Cole. All right, oh, there you go. But Illinois is able to survive the upset bid They pull it off by a score of 64-53, and my goodness, George, I mean, what a fight by this Oakland Golden Grizzlies team, though.